Yo everyone, welcome to Amps, Pedals and Pickups. It's your boy Nathan, and today we're going to be checking out the Pepers Pedals Loop Frontier. Now this is what it looks like up close. I'm pretty sure this is a relatively new product, definitely not that old. Because I remember when he first announced it on his social media groups, I thought, man, that's such a great idea. Because whenever you're dealing with effects loops and like different amps like I've got around here and building out, swapping out your pedal board all the time, or I guess even gigging, anything to do with the effects loop, I find I'm always juggling cables, I'm always messing around things. If I add like one pedal to the chain, if I want to add something into the effects loop, it means I need to rip stuff out. I just found that every time I had to deal with the effects loop, it really made things kind of annoying. Essentially just have this on my pedal board, have my effects loop on my pedal board through this thing is super handy. So I'm going to build out a pedal board today and we're going to see how it works. Alright, so just ripped up the pedal board setup, it's all clean and everything. One of the Dario extender board things. That's what it's looking like. I know it's the right size and everything. I'm going to start with putting the loop frontier just at the end. So it's so handy to treat that as the effects loop. We're obviously high gain boys around here, boys and girls. So we've got the TC Sentry noise gate, which obviously I want to run this in 4-cable method, and that's once again where this kind of box is going to help. So I'm going to place that first in the chain there. I've been meaning to do a review of the Bondi FX Sick As pedal, so that's going to be coming in an upcoming video. I guess I'll just use this board once I've got it done there. So, you know, roughly we'll get it going, place it somewhere around there. Now, because we've got a loop, you know, I normally wouldn't add this stuff in because it just becomes a hassle, but we might as well get a delay in there, just play around with some tones, and, you know, we can run this post effects loop, or in the effects loop, I should say. So, somewhere around there, and that's going to be the basic board. You don't need to watch me cable everything up, so I'll get this going and we'll play around and see how it's all routed and everything. Oh yeah, one crucial thing for this whole build is the power bank. I've been using this for quite a while now, maybe even a year. It's an Artist power bank to do pedals. I don't know if you can get this internationally because Artist is an Australian brand, but so cool. There's 7 jacks you've got there, all 100 milliamp. You got one 300 milliamp, so handy. I can just mount this under the bottom of this pedal board. Super cheap, I think it's like 79 Australian dollars, somewhere around there, so 50, 60 US dollars. And yeah, this thing's been a champ. I've been using it around here for a year now. Anyway, this is what's going to be powering the board. It's going to be tucked away, so you're not going to see it. Alright, so just hooked everything up. Took a little bit longer, thank heck I wasn't filming. It would have taken ages with the footage. But I've got it all hooked up now, so just quick rundown of everything. The guitar is going into the input of the TC Sentry. The send is going into the Bondi FX Sick As. This is going to the front of the amp, and then we got the effects loop send of the effects loop coming to here, and then we're coming out here, which is then hitting the return of the noise gate to do the 4-cable method noise gate thing. Then the output of the noise gate is going into the input of the delay, so we have the delay running into the effects pedal, or the effects loop I should say, and then out of the delay back there to the return of the amp. Now we're using the EVH 5153 50 watt here. I've got it on the blue channel now, just dialed everything in. I've got a really good sounding thing going on. Power's on. This is what it sounds like. So it's a pretty tame sounding high gain thing now, like punk sort of sound. Turn on the Sick As. Not too much noise, but we'll crank the level because this is the sort of stuff I normally do. You totally need a noise gate for that stuff, so. And if you start adding in distortion, it's gonna get microphonic at some point. Just crazy. So yeah, you definitely need a noise gate. Cut the cap, cut that stuff out. Now I know this video is all about the loop frontier, but you can obviously see everything's working. You can see the way I built out the pedal board here, but it's just too enticing to not play some tones. So I've quickly dialed things in. The noise gate's working. We'll turn that off for a sec. Gross. And I can't be bothered rewiring everything, but if I wasn't using the 4-cable method, if I was just going to the front of the amp with a noise gate, it wouldn't be as good. So using the 4-cable method with a noise gate is definitely the way to go, especially for high gain stuff. But yeah, let's take a listen to it. We'll chuck the delay pedal on and yeah, hear how everything sounds. That per underhand and they're so good. And you can just fine tune that stuff with the level here. Obviously there's the level hitting the front of the amp. Something about the combo of using real amps just has that, I don't know, perfect feedback. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It feels and sounds really, really awesome. Great pedal. I'll do a full review of that. But let's check out the digital delay. I haven't used this a ton, so let's see what it's set to. That's great, just blocking the view there. So yeah, let's talk about the Loop Frontier. And, you know, as soon as I saw it, I thought, what a great sort of concept of the thing. I'm always messing with things around here, different amps, different effects loops, different pedal boards. I'm tearing this down all the time. You know, right now, the effects loop comes back into the TC Century, which to be honest, it probably always is. That's not too much. But sometimes I'm using a delay and a reverb. Sometimes I'm not using that stuff. And I just found that more often than not, I wasn't using the effects loop of the amp, which meant subpar noise gating, which is super annoying because I always do heavy stuff here, high gain stuff, and you always want that full cable method noise gate. So for me, having this stuff is going to be a game changer. I think it was $40, $40 US. I'll flash up on the screen how much it cost. So for me, I like it. If it's something that, you know, if you've ever wanted to use to move your effects loop closer to your pedal board, this is the way to go. Pretty cheap stuff in the grand scheme of things. Passive, doesn't need power, does the job. I think I've clocked maybe 4 hours on it now, tested it with a few different amps, works like a champ. Pepers Pedals, you know, wait a second. Pepers Pedals, you know the man, Dirty Tree, the dude knows what he's talking about. So awesome stuff from him. Yeah, you're probably going to keep seeing the Loop Frontier on my pedal board, so that's what that does. If anybody has questions for it, I'll link them to this video. So as always, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.